All right, what is going on, guys? Big Dog Breaks here with you today, and let's be honest, you joined this video for one reason and one reason only. That's because you saw the title and you want to know what is the most effective way to buy and sell sports cards, non-sports cards, TCG, could be any of the three. I'm going to give you the tip that has absolutely changed my way of doing things and making sure I'm making the most money off buying and selling. So first of all, let's talk about what it's not. It is not going to be doing card breaks, going online, buying into breaks. That is a quick way to break the bank, not to make money. It's not going to be buying hobby boxes, or retail, either one. Or it's not going to be going to shows, unless you've got a dedicated person to get a dealer that's going to hook you up and give you some good deals. Typically, you're not really getting a great deal at card shows. And finally, it's not going to be solely relying on eBay. eBay can be a great place to get deals, but also the problem with eBay is you've got billions and billions of people on the same website you're trying to go onto. They've got those saved searches on there. As soon as, insert name, Ken Griffey, pops up as a new posting, everybody that's got Ken Griffey saved as a search is already getting that notification of a new posting. So it's not going to be any of those four things. What it is going to be, something that my guess is most of you have not ventured into, and if you have ventured into it, you've seen the success already. It's one of these things that I kind of battled with myself on if I should even post this as a video, because I'm giving up my secret right here, which just means more competition. But at the end of the day, knowledge is power, and I've watched so many videos of people giving me information. I got to share some back. So the key to buying and selling cards and getting the best deal is going online to different auction houses. All right. So why is this such a big secret? Why is this so great? Let me tell you. So first of all, if you go online to a major auction house, this could be Heritage, REA, Leland's, Golden, Pristine, the list goes on and on. First of all, those sales that you're getting on there are not popping up as comps when you're going on eBay to look at recent comps. So I'll give you a perfect example. The other day I went online and I bought a set of cards, an old 1910 set for $58. I turned around and put it on eBay, and then with 2 weeks I sold it for $485. So without saying what set it was, because I don't want that person to see this and then get salty, that was a major flip. $58 to $485. All right. And the reason is because they didn't see that sale that I just did, and there was no comps on eBay. The value is, who knows, it's whatever that buyer puts on it. So auction houses are great because, first of all, typically if you're going onto like a Heritage, which is a major auction house, Sotheby's, whatever, people going on there are going on there with the purpose of buying these super high-end items. So we're talking things that are, beyond whatever you and I can probably afford. So anywhere from $10,000 up to $50,000 up, on and on and on. Now, what happens is a lot of those lower level $100 to $500 cards go unnoticed. People aren't always on there looking for those cards. So time over time, have I found cards that are normally $500 that are only receiving one or two bids, and I win it for $100 or $125. Turn it around, throw it on eBay, get the normal price for it, and make some money. So that is the super huge reason to use auction houses. There's a whole bunch of different auction houses out there for different styles and niches and genres and all that. We'll cover a couple of them right here. But, there's also some things to know about them when you go on there, as far as, not going to say etiquette, but knowing what the buyer premiums are, knowing how much the shipping is going to cost you. So here, I'll pull up a chart right here. Let's look at it together. So I've listed a couple of them on here. Again, there's so many. You could sign up for them and bid every night of the week if you wanted to. You don't want to get too sucked in, but let's look at some of the main ones here. So you've got Heritage. You've got REA, which is Robert Edwards Auction. Golden, who I'm sure you've seen the Netflix documentary. You know who they are. Pristine Auction, who is a very well-known one. And then an up-and-coming auction that I want to give a shout out to, and even though I'm letting out a secret out of the bag here because it'll help grow their audience, shout out to the Collector Connection. Now, a couple things to notice. You see the buyer premium line up top here. That is how much is the website adding on to that purchase you do. So this is one of the things that it fooled me the first time I got on there. I didn't realize it. I didn't know what a buyer premium was, but they're going to automatically add anywhere from 17% up to 25% on top of the purchase price. So keep that in mind. If you buy an item worth $100, then they'll add on, $20 on top of that for buyer premium. So keep that in mind. Know that factors into the cost you're paying for it. And then also the minimum reserve. So this one is really tricky, especially on heritage. So there's times on there where you go on there and you see $1 for an item. So you bid $1 and you win it for $1. Then you find out that the minimum reserve for that is $39. So all of a sudden that $1 item that you won, it's actually $40, adds up real quick. So you have to pay attention to the websites that have a reserve on them. Websites like Collector Connection, Pristine, they typically don't have a reserve. Golden, a lot of times, is just going to automatically add on theirs, which is like $19. So again, jumping your price from maybe $1 to then adding on the 19, so it's at 20. So things to know before you go, know before you bid. And then you have just how frequent are the auctions. So again, different sites do it differently. Golden, you have a weekly auction every Thursday it ends. Pristine actually does it nightly, and that's a good tip to know for Pristine because every single day they'll have a lot of items on there. But for example, there was a signed Sandlot jersey from the movie that I wanted to pick up. 4 nights in a row it was on there. Night 1 it went for $150, night 2 $127, night 3 $140, night 4 I guess nobody was interested that night because they already picked it up, so I won it for like $50. So it's good to know because you can often go on there and see items that keep an eye on them and then eventually get it for that steal. Main things to know, again, keep an eye on the buyer premium, read the the terms and conditions before you bid, so just so you know what the pricing is on them. Shipping, that can sometimes get you. Sometimes Golden's always going to charge you 19 to 20 for shipping, even if you're buying one card. Again, that's why if you're going to go on there and buy stuff, try and find multiple deals that you can just group into one purchase. Spread that shipping out across multiple products to lower your cost. You also have to sign up on these sites ahead of time. You can't just sign up the day of, except for maybe, I think Golden and Pristine you can, but otherwise you need to sign up like almost a week in advance. Heritage actually asks for your social. They are very tight on their security. And then REA, Collector Connection, a lot of Leland's, a lot of those sites will just say, sign up, put your name, your mailing address, and then put a reference. So your reference could be eBay, your feedback on eBay, list your profile, they'll go take a look, make sure you have good feedback on there. Or if you've used Pristine or Golden, you can reference them as well. But every site's gonna require a reference. All in all, at the end of it, if you want the best way to make money buying and flipping cards, you gotta get on these sites, you gotta use them, you gotta keep up, even add a watch list so that you automatically get notified of the cards that you want. But judging from what I've seen, this has been an excellent way to take advantage of those high priced, or again, higher priced cards and getting them at a great steal to then turn around and sell them again, and not letting people see what I paid for them on sites like eBay or even in person, because we've all been at a card show. If you've been a dealer, you've been at a card show, someone pulls up that comp right in front of you. It's the card you just bought. You got a steal on it for 20 bucks and it's normally 100. And they say, oh, I don't want to pay 100 for this. It looks like you just got this card for 20. It's the same serial number. So an easy way to avoid all of that. If you guys got any questions, drop them below. Let me know. Hopefully this helps you out, and happy to give any more tips or tricks. If you guys want to see another video on any topic, let me know. Here to serve. Thanks guys. Big Dog Breaks, we're out.